Ho ho ho, let me continue with this little journey of building a Christmas themed show. So I've done a little bit of tidying up here. So on the right hand side I've got my countdown, my intro, my host solo show title perhaps, and then I'm going to put in a transition before going through to the guest with comments section. So let's first of all just tidy things up here a little bit. So if I come over to my text for Martin, because if you remember I changed the font there to Handwriting Dakota, which was one that I'd already got. So I'm just going to make a copy of that by doing Command C. And I'm going to come back to my host show and title where I've got some different things going on here. And I'm going to change that now. Get rid of that one, put it in the bin, and I can drop in my new one. And I want to make sure it's unlocked. I'm just going to shift it over here a little bit, and I think that looks a little bit neater. And similarly, if you remember, I changed the opacity on the two bits of text here as well. Let me just lock that one down. So if I just have a look at these text elements, I just changed the text color to white. Can't remember whether I changed it to full on white or not, but we'll find out in a minute. It's still set at blend mode overlay. I just want that to be blend mode normal, and that's come back again. That looks fine. I'm good with that, and we'll do the same for the other one as well. So blend mode normal and text color white as well. So let's go change the color of the text by editing the text as well. If I edit the right one, I just made that 100%, but I actually had the opacity set down a little bit, but I think I quite like it like that, not too bright. So I've got a YouTube sign sitting up here. I've decided I don't really want that, so I'm going to hide that YouTube sign there. And so we're just going to get rid of that. And I could put my show title in here, but I think I might just bring in another comments box. So if I go back to my previous comments area here, when the music stopped on the scene there, and I take the comments and just do Command C on the comments, host show and title on here. Now I've got a box down the bottom here which I want to get rid of, so I'm going to hide that there. I'll leave it in the scene just in case I want to bring it in at some point. But if I come up the top and paste in my viewer name placeholder, then that's all looking quite neat and tidy, so I'm quite happy with that at the moment. The box is a bit long there on that one. Maybe that looks alright actually. I was thinking of levelling it up with the edges of the screen, but I think that looks quite good in the middle. It allows a little bit more space as well. So a little bit tidier now, so once I've gone through my intro, let's run it. It automatically is going to go on to this scene here. Now it went on quite dramatically there, so let me have a look at my preferences, because I'm not sure about that transition. So in preferences you have the option to choose your default transition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to slower cross devolve, and that will give me a more gentle transition. So if we come and have a look again, instead of sort of jumping straight from the intro into this, it should move in a nice smooth way, and that will be important for the next transition I want to show you as well. So that moved in a lot smoother there. I much more prefer that particular type of transition. So I've then gone on to my next scene here when I'm going to bring in another transition, and that's to introduce my guest. So I'm just going to have a it's going to go to the next scene after 5 seconds. So what I want to do is test out that transition there. So I want to see whether that works in real time. So if I go back to my title slide, or at least my guest on his own slide, and then we go into the transition, and I think that works just fine. So the problem I'm now going to have is if I come onto that transition, I'm going to have to stop it by hitting the pause button, which is really difficult to actually to do. So this is where I do go into preview mode. So if I do window, show main window controls, oh, they are on there. So here's preview mode down the bottom. So preview mode, if I hit that, then it allows me to go anywhere I want without all of these timers doing anything. So that's the key thing here. So if I come back onto my transition, then it will go to 0, but it won't actually run away with me. So I can then come in and I can change that, edit the countdown so that the text color on the countdown becomes invisible. So same as I did before, drop the opacity down to 0, and I can save that. So I've done that. What I'm going to do is actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to make a copy of that as well. So I'm going to duplicate that scene. So here's my transition number 1, which I'd put transition, let's relabel it. Transition guest time. And I'm going to put another one here, but I'm going to put that after the host and guests. So this one here is going to be stay tuned. So in order to change that, I want to change the text from guest time to stay tuned. So come over and edit the text. So I'm keeping the sort of same format for that particular transition, but just changing the text on it. So I will have another scene after the guests as well. So I've got the guest with comments there. I've got the host solo. So I'm going to duplicate host solo, or duplicate that one. I wasn't on it, that's why. We put that in the bin because I don't want that. This is live going on, host solo. So I want to duplicate host solo and drop it down here to where it says stay tuned. So just edit the text there to keep it tidy. And that's my little run of show going fine. But what I want to do now is I want to hit the publish button. So hit publish and then go back to live mode. And now I can run through my show. So we might as well do it from the countdown. So here was my countdown, which we're not going to wait for the whole 10 minutes to rush through the countdown, but I'm going to go through my intro. I've got the gradual fade onto this particular scene. I've then got my transition, so when I'm ready to say, hey, it's guest time, we run into guest time. And then when I'm ready to go further, so finished with my guests. Thank you very much, guests. Lovely to have you on. Stay tuned, everyone. I'm going to come to me talking again. And what I might well do is drop in another overlay there to show comments and things like that. But we'll do that next time round. So for the moment, that's the end of adding in some transitions to your Christmas show. So I'm just going to finish in this mode, I think, for the moment. I'll not go back out of live demo mode because I'm going to go record some more. See you in a moment. Bye for now.